how did you feel where you were listening to the gospel? The reason I ask, because over the years, some people shared with me that they really don't like this gospel. They don't agree with the way it ended, and really it makes them angry. And I think the reason for that, or at least what they shared with me, is because it's not fair, right? Doesn't seem to be fair. Why would someone who worked a couple of hours, if you started at 5, get the same pay as someone who worked all day long? And I think part of it that we might react to it this way is because we don't listen to the first part of the gospel, when Jesus said, this is how the kingdom of God is like. It's like a landowner, not the workers. The person there that the focus is on is the landowner. Have you ever thought what landowner will go out at 5 o'clock in the evening looking for workers? Doesn't make sense, right? So why do you think that landowner was going out looking for workers at 5 o'clock? He wanted to give his money away? Could be. Why did he want to give opportunity to those at 5 o'clock? First, how many workers you think they'll still be waiting there at 5 o'clock in the evening, looking for work? Generosity, mercy. It's compassion and mercy. Maybe that landowner heard the words of Ezekiel in that first reading and was familiar with them about being a good shepherd, caring for your flock. It wasn't just a business transaction that he wanted people to work in his vineyard, but he wanted to make sure that everyone that he can help got some money so they can live on that day. As a daily worker back then at the time, if you didn't work, you didn't have money to eat. You lived from day to day. They didn't go back and had, savings accounts or, they lived from day to day. He was moved with compassion, seeing those men still waiting for work, even at 5 o'clock. Probably they were desperate, because by noon they would say, well, forget it, I'm going to go home. I'm not going to get any work. But they stood there waiting, trusting in God, that God will provide our daily bread. The landlord is the one who represents God. And he acts out of compassion, out of mercy, not out of justice. Now, yes, we want things up to be fair, but fair is the first step. Hopefully, we're called to move beyond fairness and be people of mercy, be people of compassion, be people who care about others, not because they deserve it or not. After all, think about it. How does God treat us? Does God treat us with fairness or with mercy? How do you want God to treat us? I think we should thank God that He's a God of mercy and not just a God who is fair.